So proud to participate in the Student Youth Employment Program. And up from that, I want to introduce to you one of our employees who have been with us for several years, who was recently promoted to a supervisor position, who started with SYEP, Mr. Isaiah Robinson. Isaiah.
Hello, everyone. I would like to give a quick little bio about myself. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., graduating from Roosevelt Senior High School. I'm currently attending UDC to study computer science. I started utilizing the program back in high school, and I continued with the program throughout the years up until the age of 20. During those years, I had a pleasant experience with the SYEP program throughout the various assignments. I've helped in schools, planted trees, also done administrative work as a summer youth worker. That being said, the numerous opportunities prepared me for the career that I have today. It taught me discipline, the importance of punctuality, and hard work. When I started Madam Tussauds, I started off as a street team host. Then from there, we passed out leaflets to promote the business / the brand. And then after that, I went on to be a guest experience host. From the guest experience host, I became the manager, the commercial manager of the museum. And then I made it a goal to become something more, and that's how I became what I am today. And I would like to thank the SYEP program for granting me the opportunity to join the workforce at a young age. The program helped me build the foundation for the career that I have today. And then lastly, I would like to give a warm welcome to our Madam Mayor, Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. When you're mayor, you get to do a lot of fun things. And who would have thought that I would be in Madame Tussauds talking about what's so important to how our city grows and how our city prospers and prospers for more people. And we are talking about employment for young people. Let me acknowledge that we're also joined by Councilmember Alyssa Silverman. Councilmember Silverman is an at-large council member on the council, and she chairs the Committee on Workforce Development. We're glad that you're here. Also, Deputy Mayor Courtney Snowden. Let me acknowledge Deputy Mayor Snowden, who leads our Greater Economic Opportunity efforts, and also Odie Donald, who is our Director of the Department of Employment Services, along with Deputy Mayor Niles, who is our Deputy Mayor for Education. So let me just say a couple of things to build on what Isaiah said. Isaiah has had, like these young people, the opportunity to get summer employment, to build a resume, to find out what he likes and doesn't like, to set some goals, all while getting paid during the summer youth program and all while going to school. And so we know that these opportunities will serve him well, whatever his future career may be. And maybe it'll be retail, maybe it'll be in museum management or some other aspect of hospitality. But we know this experience will help him build on on a great life in Washington, D.C. So I am grateful. Also, one thing that we did, and we're standing, we should note, in front of the Marion Barry's representation here at Madame Tussauds. And Marion Barry certainly was well known for starting the summer youth program. I was proud when I became mayor to build on that and to expand it. And this year we have made the expansion of the SYEP program to cover 22 to 24-year-olds, a permanent part of the summer youth program. this is the time in our administration where we're doing things for the third time. In our first summer, we had 1,022 to 24-year-olds to add to the 13,000 young people that were already participating in the summer youth program. We did it last summer, and we're going to do it this summer too. So 3,000 young people who have had these experiences. Altogether, they earn more than $11.3 million in summer pay, and that's good. They all live in D.C., and that money's all circulating around D.C., right? Is that what you plan to do? Circulate some money around D.C.? And put simply, SYEP is working for these young people. Without a doubt, SYEP is the engine that drove quite a lot of achievement for us driving down unemployment in the District of Columbia. When I became mayor, just one example, in Ward 8, unemployment was over 14%. Now it's just over 11%. And that's good news and bad news, right? It's good news that it's gone down. It's bad news that it's still too high. So we're focused, Odie and Deputy Mayor Snowden, on making sure we transform our workforce system to ensure that young people have a pathway to the middle class. And through, somebody is going to tell, I think I'm going to leave this to Odie. Are you coming up to talk? I'm going to leave you to talk about a new opportunity student scholarship that we're going to offer as well, which is a exciting new program that we're going to see how it works this year. And I have a feeling it's going to work really well. See, my staff keeps coming up with these pilot programs, and they keep working, and I have to find a way to fund them the next year. I'm on to you. I know how this works. And so now let me introduce someone who we were very privileged to find and recruit to Washington, D.C. from Georgia. And what impressed me about Director Donald was that the Georgia state workforce system was actually working like a workforce state system. And what we need to do, and what we needed to do, thank you, Tom, what we needed to do in our city was to make sure we just didn't have a hodgepodge of programs, but we actually had a workforce system that was working efficiently and effectively. And I'm just very proud of our team for having turned around a lot of things that weren't working right and are getting them to work the way they should. And that will serve these young people well. So, Director Donald.
Well, I'll tell you, I say this every time I get an opportunity to speak, especially when I get to follow our mayors, that it's just an honor to be here in D.C. and not only work for her, but really work for these young people. And today, I think we're even more excited. I got to talk to my man right here from Ward 8. I asked everybody where they were from. He said, man, I'm from 8. Before anybody say anything, I'm from 8. And then he stopped and said, the great 8, you know, and talked about some of the opportunities that they're getting here this summer. And so in support of not only, you know, these young people who are looking for employment, as we expanded to 22 to 24-year-olds under our mayor, we look for different opportunities to make sure that not only the people who are looking for employment right now, but those who are going to the military, secondary, post-secondary education, and other training-related activities that we're responsible for putting people in, have the opportunity to where finances or books or supports are not a barrier to that. And so we're excited to announce with our mayor that this summer we will be providing scholarships to those who are looking to go into post-secondary education or receive training-related supports to help them move on to the military or additional training activities. Will have the support to do so in connection with SYEP. And so I think we're excited to do that.
Thank you, Odie. So let me also recognize, and I'm going to ask them to come up together, Deputy Mayor Snowden, followed by Deputy Mayor Niles.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Everyone knows SYEP is my favorite time of year. I always say that I'm standing here because I sat where you sat many years ago, I have to admit. I have a couple messages that I have to deliver today. First, you heard about the BOSS Scholarship Program. We're incredibly excited about that. The mayor gave the green light for such a wonderful program that provides 25 $2,000 scholarships to our young people who are doing the hardest work over the summer and who have proved themselves the best. They'll get a little bit of support as they return back to school. So we're really excited about that. Give that another round of applause. Now, we have been excited to champion this program on behalf of the mayor and to work as hard as we can on expansion. And what we know as we walk these communities, what we know is as we talk to young people, is that these are opportunities that they are hungry for. We knew it in our first year because they stood outside for hours. We knew it in the third year because they got efficient with their applications and they didn't have to stand outside for hours, right? But we know that they're hungry for these spots. And so while we have some friends and fans on the council, and Councilwoman Silverman is here with us as well, we know that cutting 1,000 slots is a problem. And so we are working incredibly hard. That's right. You could applaud that. It's a problem. And we're working incredibly hard to figure out how we can restore those spots for our young people. Because the numbers around unemployment have been so fantastic, because the mayor has been so focused on driving down unemployment, and we've done it so successfully, we know that these opportunities are the most important. They catch young people right where they need to be caught, and it gives them an opportunity, just like the young man you heard from today. So our message, obviously, today is to make sure that as we think about this program and as we look to its success, that we remember that every single slot is an important slot, because it doesn't represent a number or a number in the budget, but it represents a young person who is hungry and in need of an opportunity. So here's to a great summer, and here's to the first set of BOSS scholarships that will help support our young people.
Good morning. I am very excited to be here. I'm Jenny Niles. I'm the Deputy Mayor for Education. And the reason I'm here is the connection between workforce and education. Not only is the BOSS Scholarship, the Bowser Opportunity Student Scholarship, a new thing that we're doing this year, but connecting workforce development and what we're doing in the school. So as you may know, we have a number of folks who are in high school doing hospitality, doing construction, doing various other things, and they are having SYEP experiences linked to their career academies. In addition to that, we still have 4,000 kids who are in school, because we don't do summer like everybody else does summer. We do summer that gives kids opportunities of how to grow and learn, whether you're in kindergarten or whether you're a postgraduate. So we're really excited today. And I should mention, too, we have students going, over 400 students going abroad. And so we really want to make sure that our kids in D.C. get the whole world of experience to them. So really excited. Thank you to Director. Thank you to Deputy Mayor for making the connections between education and workforce development.
So I know we heard Isaiah talking about his different experiences here. Some of you may know, when I was your age, I used to give tours too of Washington, D.C., so it's great experience. You're going to have a history lesson here. Look, we're with Frederick Douglass, we're with Marion Barry and the great one, Michael Jackson, and so many other people of pop culture and of history here. So let's thank Therese Alvidge and everybody here from Madame Tussauds. Thank you, Therese. And thank you for working with the Summer Youth Program. Because you participate each and every year, we know that these young people are providing a benefit to your business, or you wouldn't do it. And they're definitely providing a benefit to us. And you hire every year. So that's what it's about, the connection. So I know we have some members of the press here, and we'll take a few questions. And then I think that we're going to walk around a little bit so we can see what's in the museum.
Is it pretty much anybody who applies is pretty much guaranteed a job, or how does that work if I live in the district and I want to be a part of this program?
If you live in the district and you're within these ages and you register, when that was back in March, then you will be able to get a summer job. We ask the young people to participate in that registration process. We assist with their public transportation needs during the process, and they will also have an opportunity to go to a fair to match with employers. So our goal is not that they have a job, but have a job that matches their interests and their passions, and it's going to allow them to build up their skills. And also for employers to get matched with a young person that's committed to working with them. This starts today. Did I mention that? It starts today. Any other questions? Okay, if there are any off-topic questions, okay, because that's going to be our opportunity right now.
Do you have a reaction to the Supreme Court ruling on the travel ban at all?
Actually, I haven't. Did they rule?
Yeah, they're going to hear it in October, but if you know somebody and you're from one of those countries, you can come here. If you don't, the ban is in place.
Let me find out about what the court said today. I thought that there was no decision. Okay. Okay. So what's been in place is in place. There's no change.
No, actually, they're putting the ban in place for those who don't have,
right.
aren't coming to school, they don't have a family.
News.
For those countries,
let me find out what happened, and I'll be happy to offer a comment. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here.